Hey guys, what's up? Guess what we're going to be doing today? Spark plugs. Simple job, but there is a way to do it right, and I'm going to show you how. Today we're working on a 09 Focus. Again, seems all I get now is 09 Focuses. The only motor for that year is a 2.0 dock, Duratec, and a couple things you're going to need to do the job is an 8mm, whether it be by hand ratchet or an impact driver, to get those coils off. You're going to need a gapping tool. You're going to need the spark plugs, obviously. Now these have changed already from the SP448 to SP541s. We're using the old stock in the Bosch's car. And you're going to need some high temp anti-seize, because it's going inside the depths of the cylinder head there. And then you're going to want your dielectric grease for the tips of the coil boots. I'll show you how to put that on. The number for the Motorcraft stuff is XL2 for the anti-seize, and XG-3-A for the dielectric grease. You're going to want to use a 3/8 ratchet so you have the right feel and you don't over torque them. And then you're going to want may want a 1/2-inch drive ratchet with an adapter, and to break torque on them, because it might be pretty stuck in there. And you're going to want a longer extension. I use a what is it, like a 2-foot extension, but you can use like a 6-inch with the socket on there. And you're going to need your spark plug socket also. Torque wrench if you have it. Otherwise, you can, if you use a 3/8 ratchet like that, you can feel when it's tight, and then to snug it a little bit more, and you won't have no issues. You start using a 1/2 inch or something like that, or a long handled 3/8, you're going to have possibilities of snapping the plug. It's not likely, but it's possible. More than likely start pulling threads over anything else. Don't forget your favorite cup of coffee. Makes the job go that much easier. And that's my tip of the day. Alright, first thing you want to do is clean up this channel right here. It just collects everything. It's a magnet. Leaves, any kind of debris, bugs, dirt, everything. So let's blow that out really good. Alright, next thing is pull all the connectors. These come off pretty easy. If you're having any trouble getting these off, they come off pretty easy, but if you're having any trouble, push them in, then push down on that tab, and then pull them off. They may be stuck on there. Next thing, loosen all the bolts that hold down the coils, the coil and plugs system there. They're 8mm. Pull those bolts out before you lose them. Get them off to the side. Far away from where you're going to be doing your work. You don't want them falling down there when spark plug well, when you have the plug out and all that. The way you're going to try to pull these out is, it's hard to get in there, but grab the boot itself too, besides the coil. You know, just kind of hook your fingers underneath it and pull so you don't ruin the boot. Alright, once your boot is off, just make sure it has no oil on it. There should be no oil on it, or coolant or anything like that. And the very end of it there, on each one of them, put a little dielectric grease in there, just like that. It's about the right amount. Now before you pull the plugs out, make sure you do another quick cleaning of the spark plug wells down here, each one of them, and this channel once again before you open that engine up. Make sure you get it as clean as you can before you open it up. Alright, one thing to note is make sure the engine's cool before you do this, before you pull the plugs out, especially on aluminum heads, because they can actually pull some of the threads out if they're too hot. And so we're ready now to pull these plugs out. He's got 108,000 on them. I'm using the 1/2-inch ratchet to pull them out. Alright, pull the plug out, and it looks like it was burning properly. There's not too much soot, there's not too much white ash on there from it burning hot. And it's overall really clean. It's just time, based on mileage, to change them. Now what I've noticed, even with these 100,000 mile platinum plugs, is that at 60, you pull them out, you check them, the gap most likely is out of spec already. So that's something to keep in mind. If you do want to change them around 60 or so, it's not the end of the world. It's probably a good idea, actually. But at 100,000 where they say to, definitely. Now once that plug's out, I like to put air in the hole again. Just to get anything out of there. You saw some stuff coming out, like the rust in the threads or any kind of plating that might have come off. Anything. Want those threads clean as possible. Alright, now you pull them out of there. On the ones that have they're pre-gapped for the particular car, they're going to have some kind of shield on it like that, so that they can't get crushed in the box and mess up that the gapping at the factory. I still check them. Alright, the gap on these is 49 thousandths to 53 thousandths. I will be going at the lower end of the spectrum and gapping them all at 50 thousandths. Alright, the way you check the gap on a plug, get your feeler gauge, set it to your, in my case, 50 thousandths, and then you put it through there between the ground strap and the center electrode, and then you pull it out, and there should be a slight drag on there. Now comes the anti-seize. I'm going to put a little dab on there, like so. Basically in the end it'll be just like this. Put a dab on there as you screw it in, it'll work its way around, that's enough. You don't want to get too much on there, it might get on the center electrode then, and ruin the whole point of changing your plugs. Let's put the plug in. Alright, one very important thing to remember is put your plug down the well. You want to do it by hand with your little extension here. Just grab the extension and turn it in by hand until it gets snug. Then you can use a ratchet, because the feeling of it can be misleading, and then you put a ratchet on it and then you have all that torque and it'll just start cross threading. Alright, so we got it in by hand. Now we're going to use a short extension, 6-incher. Like so. Got me a little 3/8 ratchet. Short extension so you get more accurate torque. The torque spec is 106 inch-pounds. That's it. Okay, so just repeat those steps for the other 3 cylinders. One thing I wanted to mention is to do one at a time as far as opening up the engine. You don't want 4 holes open to the engine. Just concentrate on your one, get it sealed up so nothing falls in there, debris, bolts, anything. Alright, after that, put it on your coil, put it in straight down like that. Pretty much impossible to get it cocked in there where you miss the plug. Start your bolt by hand and then just snug those up. Alright, last thing you got to do is make sure you plug in that pigtail for it until it clicks like that, each one. Finally, get your keys, find your keys, start her up. Make sure there's no weird noises. It may run rough a little bit at the very first well, any debris in there where it gets blown out. But after that, it should idle down really nice. Okay, that about wraps it up. Another job done right the first time. So we have 0 issues. And you just drive down the road worry-free, basically. If you guys like my videos and you think it's informative and helps you save money and all that stuff, help me out by subscribing. Click that little link there and subscribe, please. And I'll see you next time when we work on something else.